Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are thrilled to have you join us as we continue our detailed exploration of the software development lifecycle. In our last video, we delved into the testing phase where we examined how to ensure our software is reliable, functional and free of defects. Today, we are moving on to the deployment phase, a crucial step where all the hard work comes to the fruition as the software is released to the production environment. This phase involves careful planning and execution to ensure a smooth transition and successful launch. We will discuss the key activities involved in the deployment phase, including deployment planning, setting up the production environment, data migration, and monitoring post-deployment. Understanding these activities will help you appreciate the importance of a well-executed deployment process. So let's dive in and explore the intricacies of the deployment phase. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with all our latest content. Let's get started. The deployment phase marks the culmination of the software development lifecycle. After software undergoes rigorous testing and refinement, it's finally ready to be released to the world. This phase involves a meticulous process of transitioning the software from the development environment to the live production environment, ensuring it's accessible to the end users and functions flawlessly. Let us see in this slide how to plan the deployment. 1. Define scope and objectives. Clearly define the scope of the deployment, including the specific software components, target environment, and user base. Establish clear objectives for the deployment, such as achieving a seamless transition, minimizing downtime, and ensuring user satisfaction. 2. Develop a detailed timeline. Create a detailed timeline outlining the key deployment tasks, their dependencies, and the estimated completion dates. These help track progress, allocate resources effectively, and manage expectations. 3. Identify and allocate resources. Determine the personnel, hardware, software, and the other resources needed for the deployment. Assign roles and responsibilities to team members, ensuring everyone understands their task and the expected outcomes. 4. Plan for rollback and contingency. Develop a rollback plan to revert the previous state if issues arise during deployment. Identify potential risks and create contingency plans to address them effectively. Setting up the production environment is a key task in the deployment phase. We have three categories here: hardware infrastructure, software configuration, network and security. Hardware infrastructure. Provision the necessary hardware including servers, storage devices and network equipment to meet the performance and scalability requirements of the software. Ensure that the hardware configuration aligns with the application's need and the expected user load. Software configuration. Install and configure the required operating systems, middleware, databases and other software components. This involves setting up specific environments for the application, including development, testing, and production environments, ensuring each environment is configured appropriately. Network and security. Establish the network connectivity between servers and users, ensuring secure access and data transfer. Implement security measures, including firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and secure protocols to protect the application and user data from unauthorized access and cyber threats. Ensuring the data integrity during data migration. Step number 1. Data extraction. Carefully extract data from the development or testing environment, ensuring its accuracy and completeness. This step involves creating data dumps, exporting tables, or using specialized data migration tools to extract relevant data. Step 2. Data transformation. Transform the extracted data to match the data schema and structure of the production environment. This may involve data cleaning, normalization, and conversion to different data formats. Step 3. Data loading. Load the transformed data into the production database, ensuring data integrity and consistency. This step requires careful planning and execution to avoid data corruption or loss. Step 4. Validating and testing. Validate the migrated data by comparing it to the original data and performing tests to ensure its accuracy and completeness. Identify and resolve any inconsistencies or errors before proceeding with the deployment. Now you are ready for the actual deployment. Let us see what are the steps are involved here. Step 1. Software installation. Install the software on the production servers, ensuring that the correct version and dependencies are installed. This involves deploying the application code, configuration files, and other required components. Step 2. Configuration and integration. Configure the software for production, including setting environment variables, database connections, and other settings. Integrate the software with existing systems such as authentication services, payment gateways, and other third-party applications. Step 3. Initial testing and validation. Perform initial tests such as smoke test to verify the software is functioning as expected. Validate the integration with the other system and ensure that all essential features are working correctly. Step 4. Go live. After successful initial testing, make the software available to the end users. This may involve a gradual rollout to specific user groups or a full launch across all users. Monitoring and verification, one of the key activity after the deployment. Let us see some example of monitoring aspects. Performance. Track the software's performance including response time, load times and resource utilization to identify potential bottleneck or performance issues. Example, average response time per load time, CPU utilization, memory usage, network bandwidth. Another monitoring aspect, availability. Ensure the software is consistently available for the users. Monitor for downtime, outages and other accessible issues and promptly address them to minimize user impact. Example, uptime, downtime, error rates, service outages. Security. Monitor for security threats and vulnerabilities including unauthorized access attempts, data breaches and malware infections. Implement security measures to protect the software and user data. Example, security events, access logs, intrusion detection logs, firewall logs. User training and support. Let us understand how to educate our CSRs. Documentation and tutorials. Create comprehensive documentation, user guides and tutorials to provide users with detailed information about the software's features and functionalities. These can include written guides, video tutorials and interactive walkthroughs. Help desk and support. Establish a help desk or support channel to address user inquiries and issues. These can include a ticketing system, email support, live chat, or phone support, ensuring users have access to the timely assistance. Training sessions and webinars. Conducting training sessions or webinars to provide users with hands-on experience using the software. These sessions can be delivered online or in person depending on the user base and the complexity of the software. User forums and communities. Create online forums or communities where users can connect, share knowledge, and ask questions. This fosters collaboration and provides a platform for users to learn from each other and get assistance from experienced users. Post-deployment review and the lesson learned. Deployment process evolution. Review the deployment processes, identifying any bottlenecks, inefficiencies, or areas for improvement. These analyses help refine future deployment plans and optimize the entire process. User feedback collection. Gather feedback from users, including their experience with the software, any issues encountered, and suggestions for enhancements. This valuable input helps identify areas for improvement and ensures that the software meets user needs. Performance analysis. Analyze the performance of the software in the production environment, including response times, resource utilization, and security matrices. Identify any performance bottlenecks or security vulnerabilities and address them promptly. Documentation updates. Update the software documentation, user guides, and tutorials based on the post-deployment review findings. ensures that the documentation accurately reflects the software's functionality and any changes made after deployment. With this, we are completing today's session on deployment phase. Hope you are enjoying these sessions on SDLC. We are left with another session, that is maintenance. We'll come up shortly with that sessions as well. Till then, goodbye, stay tuned and take care.